Here we're gonna make a comparison between our sublimation paper that we use and some of the competitors' papers that they use for sublimation. They use regular paper or bond paper to save cost, and you're going to see the difference. We're going to make 3 comparisons which shows the difference in the result that you get from using good quality sublimation paper and just regular paper, which is what other people use to save cost. These 2 papers have been printed in the same printer with the same concept, and you can already tell the difference in color. Now we're going to use the sublimation process. Remember, on the left we're going to have the regular paper, and here on the right we have our own paper. The same condition, so 400 degrees Fahrenheit and 30 seconds, which is a little bit lower that we normally do this for. Normally it takes 60 seconds, but most of the transfer you get in 30 seconds. Our regular production actually goes to 60 seconds to get most of the color out. And so you'll see now the actual results. Remember, on the left we have the regular paper, the cheap version, and then on the right we have our sublimation paper, which is what we use for everything that we produce. So here you can see how all that color from the paper went into the fabric, and check the difference on cheap papers. You get almost just about 50% of that ink goes into the fabric. You can tell right away the difference from using good quality sublimation paper, and on the left what the competitors use is just a really cheap paper. The cost of this regular paper is about 10% of the cost of sublimation paper, so that's why most of the people do it. Again, the second test will be, looking at the paper. You can absolutely see the difference. Here there's no ink. All the ink went into the fabric, which is basically what the end product will be. The second test will be the contamination you get. This is basically all wasted ink, which is not going into the fabric. It actually goes backwards where you don't want it to go. You can see some of that in here. In the sublimation paper you don't see that because the reverse of the paper actually has a silicone coating, so this prevents that sublimation, the vapor, going against the heat press. So here there's no contamination. In here you do see it. And the last test we're going to do is going to be a second trial on that same paper. So again, remember, we did this for only 30 seconds, which is normal, which is less than you normally will do. So this will mean that this paper, the cheap version, will keep releasing ink, and on this case you're probably only going to get 2 or 3% of that ink going into the fabric again. So what this basically tells you is, when you're doing a sublimation product, whether it's a bike jersey, a running shirt, shorts, jackets, you name it, you want it to have really good products which go into the process. That basically is the sublimation ink and sublimation papers. And let's take a look at the second test. You can see here it keeps releasing ink, which is not a good thing. Sublimation paper is only made for one press. You're not supposed to be using that over and over and over again. And you can see here how it didn't release almost no ink at all, because on the first test that's what it's supposed to do. You can see it's very, very clean. but this cheaper version is going to keep releasing ink. So again, this is what the competitors use when they try to save money. This is what we use. Really good products, and you're going to get really bright colors, really bright, beautiful tones, and the colors will never fade. With this version, most likely this these colors will keep fading over time after you use it, wash it, you expose it to UV rays, etc. So Bikingthings.com, we have the best products, best things, and best papers.